What's up, homies and hoes? I'm back again after a while again, and today we're finally going to be taking a look at my old PlayStation worlds. And I was thinking about how to order this one, since the worlds that I've made on here don't really make sense in a reverse order. I thought that I would start from where I started on PlayStation going forward, since that kind of tells a better story. So first off, this first world is, well, the first world that I made with a couple friends on PS3 back when Minecraft first released on there. And this world was originally got corrupted. So early in the PS3 era of Minecraft, there was a bug that could happen that would randomly corrupt Minecraft worlds, and then you couldn't play on them anymore. And so many people just made new worlds, but then they fixed that bug, that corrupted worlds, and they fixed old worlds that had been corrupted and could be played on again. But we had already left this world after it got corrupted. But yeah, so this is the first world that me and my friends ever made on the PS3. We spawned somewhere over here, right? And then we made our way over here and set up shop around here. So right here is my house. My first, well, kind of like my earliest build, I guess, that I can look at. And it's not too bad, actually. I thought it was going to be worse. I almost certainly got this design online, though. But inside, you'll notice it gets pretty basic very fast. So over here we got the kitchen. You can certainly see remnants of, you know, newer builds in here, like with the kitchen and stuff. Over here we got the living room. This kind of design shows up a lot. I don't know what that boat's doing there. Maybe just so we could sit down. I don't know. Been a long time since I've been on here. Up here we got the storage room. Honestly, yeah, these are all single chests, but back then it wasn't possible to make a single chest like this. You had to put a trap chest next to it. And I don't even know if there were trap chests in it. But these were all originally double chests. So it looks like I had, you know, some food, goblin dirt, valuables, which are probably, yeah, about what you'd expect. Farming and wood stuff, miscellaneous, and mob drops. It took, well, let me finish going through this. My place. Honestly, I don't know if these beds were supposed to be flipped around like this, like if I did that on purpose, or if that's just a result of the world being converted and changing up. But man, looking at this, it's quite plain and bare, but back then, I mean, this place was amazing. Up here in the attic, one of my friends hopped on, and she didn't have a place to stay, and I had this huge space up here in the attic that I didn't know what to do with, and she decided that she would just live up here since I didn't have any need for it. And, you know, balconies, nice view of the rest of the world. So let's go visit some other things. Over here is a tower. It's quite thick and stubby, I must say. Ooh, we can take a quick look at the mine while we're here. Pretty classic design. Yeah, if I remember correctly, there's not much in here. Not too bad of a staircase, I guess. Definitely could be done better, but not bad for back then. And, yep, you can see everything from up here. Quite nice. Alright, continuing on. Down here. I don't know whose house this was going to be, since there's no sign out here, and I don't recall who was going to be here. But over here, Jegs House. Pretty simple stuff on the inside. I mean, back in these days, you know, we kept it simple. We didn't go too extravagant. Of course, I mean, we thought these were extravagant back then. Right here's just a community chest. We had a bunch of just garbage that we didn't know what to do with and we didn't want, so we just put it here in case somebody else wanted it. Right here, Mavericks House. Nice on the inside. I know we did have a secret stash in here somewhere underneath this wool, but I don't recall where it is in here. Back in these days we used to keep secret stashes everywhere. Over here is the enchantment area, accessible to everyone. It's not even a full enchantment station. And then over here is... well, I was hoping there was going to be a sign, because I don't remember exactly whose place this was. Like, I know it's like one of two people who built this. But, yeah. Really nice place. Not much in it, because they only played like a few times on this world. Over here, we got the farm. Wasn't even complete. It was gonna go up a few more stories. There would have been, you know, melons and pumpkins on another story, and probably carrots and potatoes on another story. But it would have been the same design all the way up. And then over here, we've got the jail, because I don't know, we just thought we just wanted to build a jail, and you know, we role played a little bit, had some fun messing with Jeg. Got the yard out here. Yeah, I mean, all these buildings are really simple. I mean, I keep saying back then, but guess I'm gonna keep saying it. You know, we kept it more simple. We didn't, you know, think that what we had already built wasn't good. I mean, we thought these were really nice places. But yeah, we got the sheep farm, cow farm, grave over here for Jeg. Yep. And I'm pretty sure there was another stash somewhere out here, like in the mountains and stuff, but I don't remember where it is. There was also another stash underwater behind my house, but again, I don't remember exactly where it is. And this is it for the first world, the oldest world that I have, at least, to show. This was all we did because, like I said, early in the Minecraft days on PS3, worlds could get corrupted, and this was one of those worlds that got corrupted, so we moved on, and you know, maybe like a month or two later when they fixed that issue, we'd already started different worlds and gone on. Back in those days, the worlds were pretty small, so the farm right there was actually at the border of the world. That's why this is all ocean out here. It's because this is as far as the world had loaded. Well, was allowed to load. So, next we'll be moving on to, I believe, the survival world that we continued to play on for quite a while afterwards. It became our permanent survival world on PS3 and PS4. And by us, whenever I keep referring to us, I'm almost certainly referring to me, Maverick, and Jeg, because us three were the ones that always played on these worlds the most often. They were my two best friends at the time. Maverick was always the one that helped me do large projects, do some mining or, you know, some building and whatnot. Jeg was always, you know, my good friend. We always had fun messing with him, and we usually didn't get anything done if it was all three of us playing, but if it was just me and Maverick or just me and Jeg, stuff got done. Well, except that sometimes me and Maverick would just be talking for like a few hours doing absolutely nothing, just doing this, back and forth, just hopping in the same spot. But we'll get to that in the next world, and the next world is quite a step up from this one. So here we are on the survival world that me and my friends played on a lot. This world has a lot of buildings. We're probably going to be spending a lot of time on here, so much so that I might even have to break up this series of videos into 2 parts, just because there's so much to talk about on this world. There's so many stories that I want to tell. But I think first it is best to preface this world with the goal in mind for this world. So, one day, me and Maverick, we're gonna start a new world. And I wanted, like, once we started the world, I said that the goal for this world is I want it to be a city. I want to create a, you know, my own city with shops and houses and plots for people to build houses on that join. And so we did. So on January 16th, 2014 at 6:27 p.m. we destroyed our first tree, and the first sapling we got, we planted. And that first sapling is this sacred tree. Man, I can't believe it was 2014. Quite a while ago. So, that was the start of this world. And originally, our start was up here at this level. You know, we had some chests like around here that we just had laying around while we were gathering resources and everything, figuring out how we wanted to lay stuff out. So that maybe that day, maybe the next day when we were playing on here, Maverick ends up getting on. He's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing of, you know, either like laying out some plots, like figuring out what each area is gonna be and stuff. And then he comes over and I think shows me, he's just like, hey, check this out. Open the chest. It is stacks of blocks of diamonds. And this is a survival world, by the way. You can still get trophies on this world, because I've never turned cheats on. He shows me that. I'm like, no way, dude, where did you get this? And I think he probably messed with me or something at first, like, oh, you know, I just found them or whatever. I was like, nah, where did you get them? He's like, alright, so there's this duplication glitch that you can do where you place down the block. Alright, hold on, give me a second to remember how this works. It didn't work for the host, it only worked for non-host people. And it had something to do with both placing the block and turning the block back into diamonds. But I can't remember exactly how it worked. I'm sure you can find videos, old videos of how that glitch used to work, but it was essentially you would place down a block, like a diamond block, and you would still in your inventory have that diamond block, and then if you went over and deconstructed that block back into diamonds, you would get the diamonds, and the block would still be on the ground. So then you'd like break the block, do that whole process over again, just get a ton of diamonds. So he did that for a while, and he got just stacks of resources for diamonds, iron, gold, and whatnot. Wow, that's weird. Normally, I have a key to this place, which is just a button, but for some reason I don't have it, so oh well. So here's the safekeeping items. Here's all the stacks of blocks of diamonds that we didn't end up using. Here's some iron. Here's some lapis. Here's some gold. And then here's just some safes. We'll get to this place. So yeah, we started. He got all those items, and we were basically in survival creative at that point because we just had all the diamonds we ever needed. So the first plots to ever get put were this plot right here I made, this plot right here, and this plot right here. We put on top of this mountain. And Maverick put his house here. I think he got the largest plot. I took this plot, which was a little smaller, but I had an idea of what I wanted to do. And Jeg took this house. Well, this plot. And as you can see, it's the smallest plot. And he wasn't here when we had started this world, so when he got on, he was like, why is this plot so small and stuff? We're just like, well, he should have been here. Oh well. So these were the original 3 spots. And like I was saying earlier, how me and Maverick would just run around and stuff. This is where we would run around for hours. We would just be running back and forth between these chests, hopping on them, hopping off them, just going back and forth. So, anyway, this is the first house that I made on here. Right in this corner is nothing really interesting. It just goes down to, I mean, I'll show you. It just goes down to like a shitty mushroom farm. As you can see, it's just a dark space for mushrooms to grow in. So up here, got the bedroom, got the TV, got a chest here. And then up here we got the enchantment room and a balcony. And I'll say it again, but back then I thought this place was the shit. Like I thought it looked a little like bulky on the outside, but I was happy with this place. I was really happy. And then Maverick here, he had the idea that he wanted to put another birch tree on top of his house. So he built a birch tree on top of it. His place, as you can see, pretty nice. I do know where a secret stash is on here. So all 4 of these wool blocks come out, and there's just a bunch of resources in these chests back here. And yep, he's got even more stuff in there. And you go up around here, up here. He's got the food / ingredients. Nice, nice little upstairs. So, then we can take a quick look at this place. Nate's home. I don't even know who Nate is, but yeah, little shitty house. I mean, it's not that shitty. It's alright. So then, second plot, or I guess the 4th plot, but the second of the plots to be built were these plots. This one here, that one, this plot, and this plot were all the next ones to be built. So we saved this big plot for someone that we knew who could build well. So we gave it to Hunter, one of Maverick's friends, and you know, he didn't disappoint in giving us you know, a nice house here. And then over here I gave this plot to one of my friends. Pretty basic. She didn't play too much on here. I think she really only had time to just build this, and it was, she built this really late into this world's life. But this house, Stingray's house, this place has been here for a long time. This is another one of the original houses that was on here. But again, he really didn't play on here other than to just build the house. And that's going to be a theme that's going to keep coming up, is that pretty much anyone else that joins this world, all they do is they just build a house on here, and then that's it. Because I was super protective of this world. I didn't want anything being built anywhere that I didn't know about and without my approval. Because I saw this as like my creation of a world. I wanted it to be like the perfect vision of what I wanted. But over here, Sherpain, you know, she gets an actual house this time instead of my attic. But again, she only played, I think, twice. And this is what she made over here. That pig has been in there for all of eternity, probably since January of 2014. And then this plot has changed hands quite a few times. And well, this is what the current iteration was. The reason it's this block palette is because the original house that was here was made of these blocks, and then we just destroyed them because we knew that that guy was never going to come back on, and then just put all the blocks that he had used in this chest. And we were just like, yeah, you can, like, whoever gets this block can just use all that stuff. So, the next thing to talk about, I suppose can be my place. My place was built after the one, well, let me get to a point where you can see it. This place was built after I made that one. And this was just like a big hill over here that I flattened out, and I had to flatten it out quite a bit. Like, it wasn't this large originally. So, flattened it out, you know, added walls all the way around it, and got this design for this house online. But the design online, I'll show a picture of what it looks like. You know, it's just the front of the house. So I had to design the inside however I liked. So this was the kitchen. At the time, I mean, I thought this place was the shit. I was like, yo, this place is nice. You know, you got the stove here, you got the sinks. You know, I got the you know, the fridges stocked. It was good. Oh, also, I didn't mention this, but the duplication glitch where you make the item into block and then you make it out of a block. Coal couldn't be made into a block back then when that duplication glitch existed. So we had a saying in this world that you'll see later of coal. It really matters because it was the only resource that we couldn't duplicate. So anytime we were mining, we would just leave the diamonds where they were. But if there was coal, we made sure to use a Fortune 3 pick on it to get all the coal. Because as you see, there's a lot of stone brick, and we didn't use Silk Touch for any of it. I don't think that, like, I don't know why, but for some reason we just never used Silk Touch. I don't know if we didn't know about it. I don't know. So we needed that coal, like bad, all the time. So we always made sure to get any coal that we saw. Continuing with my place though, we got the library here. Got lots of books and little reading areas in here. Some windows looking out. Again, where we built this world, well, I mean, I was doing the house tour, but so out there you see how there's that desert over there. There's the acacia biome over there. Well, first of all, I don't even know if acacia biomes even existed back when we made this world. But second of all, that used to be the edge of the world right there, where you see that like this island end, and then it's just water. That was the edge of the world, and it went over there to that corner, and then it went over that way. There was none of this big desert over there or anything. Just a little side note. So over here we've got my storage. Yeah, see, this is what the world used to look like. I can't believe this map still exists. This is the untransferred world map. This is how big the entire world used to be. So, this is my storage. It's got a lot of storage, or at least so I thought back then. But I'm stocked up on everything that I ever needed. Got all the wools. Got nothing apparently. Got lots of pumpkins, lots and lots of wheat and cake, because I will get to that later. I've got woods and all sorts of stuff, valuables in here. And as you can see, this is going to keep making a return, this sort of design for the storage room. So don't worry if you miss it, because you're going to keep seeing it. And right here in this corner, we've got this chest of end stone, apparently, birch logs, an ender chest, and the dragon egg. So these 35 birch logs were unique at one point, because they weren't just birch logs. They were a glitch block, again, that Maverick made. And what it was is, back then there was no six-sided log blocks where the log side was on all sides, those blocks didn't exist. But you could do some glitch or whatever. I never saw the process where you could make a birch block into a six-sided birch block. And for some reason, whenever you placed it, you could see through the world where that block was supposed to be. So you would see like all the caves and everything through where the block was supposed to be. And I guess since I'm on the topic, I'll go show that off. So we used to use that to again mess with Jeg, because me and Maverick had like secrets and stuff hidden around the place of like stored resources and everything. So Jeg one day, he was like, alright, well, I'm gonna make a secret area that you guys won't know about. And me and Maverick were just like, oh yeah? Yeah, go ahead. Do it. Go make your own little secret area. Go ahead. So he goes and he starts digging somewhere, and me and Maverick are all huddled around, and Maverick will place the glitch block and we'll be able to see through the world, so we'll see where Jeg is and where he's at. And so we'd mess with Jeg that way, in that, like, you know, he'd be mining somewhere and we'd be like, you know, oh yeah, your secret's gonna be over there underneath that house. And he'd be like every time we kept calling him out on where he was, he'd be like, how do you guys know where I am? And that was how, because we had a glitch block. So right here, in memory of SS Jegfinder, September 5th, 2016, 1:16 p.m. is when we made this memorial. No secrets for you. So this is basically how the process worked. I don't. It was constructed in this sort of pattern, you know, in the real world, where it would be like 3 tall of, you know, oak planks, you know, 4 tall back here. There would be water here flowing down this way, and somehow putting a birch block there and doing some other stuff made it a see-through block when you placed it. But back to the house tour. I know I came in here, but I don't even think I said anything. I was probably talking about something else, but yeah, nothing really to see. Same design as it's been. Back here though, we got the strip club, because I was running out of ideas to put in my house. There was really only ever 4 rooms that I knew to put in a house, or I guess 5. A library, a kitchen, a living room, a storage room, and a bedroom. And then everything else I was like, I don't know. So I made this room because it was open. I just made it into a little strip club. You got the DJ's booth up here, you got the poles up there, you got the colored floor, and yeah, that's about it there. Down here was nothing. People always thought that because it just ended in nothing and that there was like a painting in here, that like something was behind the painting, but nothing ever was behind the painting. But it always messed with people because they thought for sure something was back there. So, well, actually I'm pretty sure the idea for this was that it hooked up to a secret room that me and Maverick had that I'll talk about a little later. And I think the painting was going to have a room behind it that led to the secret room, but people always looked there trying to find secrets. So upstairs, you know, really extravagant hallways, I know. Up here we've got this indoor swimming pool on the 2nd floor because I was running out of ideas, and I had to make it this way so that the floor below wasn't leaking. So that's why it steps up and it looks all weird and shitty. It looked shitty even back then. And here is the museum, so we've got little, you know, pictures of things in the game that have little facts next to them. I'm not actually sure. I guess that's probably still true. Air, it's actually a block. Technically, air occupies every other block that, you know, isn't actually a block, but it used to at least be in the game's ID code before they switched it over to a new naming system. So I don't know if it's still a block. Yeah, and then we got some paintings here with little descriptions of them that I found on the Wikipedia. Some Tnt Golden Apple. Oh, right. This was back when you could still craft the God Apples. So this would have been 8 blocks of gold to make. I mean, now you can't make them, obviously. Maybe not obviously. This is my room. Got the TV there. Got the little computer here to play Minecraft on. You got my bench press here. And you got the bathroom, which at the time I thought was pretty advanced. Yep, and then you just got the big balcony here. And across the way is the guest room. Basically the same stuff, except there's a table here with nothing on it. Oh, there's a sea turtle out there. There weren't sea turtles back when this world was created, or back when we actually played on it. Yeah, and then the roof, inside the roof, there's just nothing. Right here, though, we got the Twin Towers, unrelated to the real-life Twin Towers. We just called them that because, you know, they're twin towers. I don't know why those guys aren't on their leashes anymore. But these Twin Towers spawned a whole series of worlds that will probably be in a separate video showcasing them. So again, like I said early on, you know, it was just me, Jag, and Maverick almost always on here. And one day, me and Maverick, I think, we had just built a stone, like a cobblestone, or no, it was up here. We were up here on the tower, and before any of these buildings were down here, we would just jump off of here and die and see like how far we could get our items. So you know how when you die your items explode out of you. So we were basically doing that, purposely killing ourselves with items to see if like who could launch their items the farthest upon death. And so that created another mini game where when me, Maverick, and Jeg were on, we thought we would do like a little PvP thing up here where each person, you know, someone would stand on this side, someone would stand on that side, and then we'd have like we'd have a sword and a bow and arrows in here, and then they would, you know, both people would race to the middle, try to get whichever weapon they wanted, and then fight. And so because of that, once we started doing that, we played it, you know, maybe a few times, and we were just like, you know, I think we should just start like a separate world where we just make a bunch of mini games. And you'll see there's a whole series of worlds that are just meant for mini games. So many of them we never played on once because I was on a kick at that point where I was really into making like these really nice looking you know, just creations that I found online and then turning them into mini games. But you'll see that later. Also, this tower is just barely tall enough to kill you. If it were one block shorter, it wouldn't kill you when you fell off, which wasn't intentional, but just became a neat little fact. So over here, we've got my garden. Still a quite nice garden, even by today's standards, I think. Yeah, I mean, the vines could use a little work, but, you know, right here, you'll notice that the waterfall kind of makes an A on the inside, which I did intentionally for Anzod. But this place is quite nice. This originally was just where I planted a bunch of trees and then harvested them all. But I wanted to actually do something with this area, so I turned it into a nice garden. And then around here I leveled the sand to make it like a beach. And again, that stuff wasn't over there. So, going with the theme, I guess, of in order of things that were built, next, or at least close to next, that I can think at least, is the farm. So this farm, you know, pretty big, at least we thought back then. I mean, compared to the farm that I showed you on the Realm, this thing is nothing. But back then, this was a really good farm. And there's even a little secret area in here with more wheat, because back in the early days of Minecraft on PlayStation 3, there were leaderboards for farming. There is a leaderboard for farming, well, for everything, for every difficulty. So for farming on peaceful, for farming on easy, normal, hard. And this world was almost always on peaceful, because I didn't want to have to worry about food. I didn't want to have to worry about creepers blowing things up. Right. So Maverick and one of his friends started competing for farming on easy. And they would basically just be farming for like, you know, a few hours maybe each day, competing with each other to get higher on the leaderboard. And so they were competing on easy, so I was like, huh, you know, like I'm not, you know, I'm pretty late to it, but I kind of want to, you know, compete for farming since I have this farm here. So I started competing for farming on peaceful, and I eventually got to, I think I was definitely in the top 10 for farming on peaceful for a while. And like half the people that were higher than me were hackers, because they all had the exact same stats where they didn't have anything else, but they had like a really specific number of like wheat or something. So it was so obvious that it was a hacker that had like the #1 spot or whatever. But I was actually farming so much that I beat out some of the hackers. And so originally this area used to just be like this top wheat field, but then once I started really getting into farming a lot, I built that underground area. So yeah, I got pretty competitive in the farming. Also, there's only a single line of carrots there because carrots didn't exist when we first started this world. So in here is the the livestock. Got one of each color sheep. You got the cows that I use for milking. That's why I have so many cakes at home, is because I was doing the farming, and I needed something to do with the wheat. So I have a ton of wheat, cake, and bread at home. Yeah, and then the chickens over there. So we're going a little out of order here, but since we're over here, take a look at the Koosh stand, which is what Jeg made over here. He's got the dealer here, and he's got a little bit of some drugs back here, some mushrooms, some speed, and then oh yeah, this is where we got some cactus growing for if we ever needed it. Down here is just where he put mushrooms, I believe, to grow them. Yep. And then he has a little he's got an easily missable hole back here where he started Jeg's drug operation back here, where he's got the wheat, the auto sugarcane, netherwort and stuff in here. Then after all that, we go to well, I guess I can quickly mention that the sacred tree that we planted down there, it was originally planted up here, and we had that exact same configuration, but it was up here. And then when we realized later that this was going to be a plot for a house, me and Maverick destroyed the sacred tree and rebuilt it exactly like it was. We used the same wood, the same leaves, the same flowers, everything, and just moved it down here to this little park. So next, we can take a look at the prison. A little more advanced than the last one. We got the head guard's room here. Got dogs all around the place. There used to be way more dogs in here. Got the Jeg cell where you just constantly drown. And we just got an empty cell there. Nothing in there, looks like. Got the cafeteria in here. We got a couple other empty cells. And then we got the yard. Over here, we've got... yeah, I forgot about that building over there. But over here, we've got a nice little dock that me and Jeg made. So, you know, it's got the boats here. It's got a little shack here with some boats and fishing rods. Pretty nice. I thought this was like one of the better builds back then. And since also we're over here, I'll go ahead and show you the goods. The secret area of this world. Come on, destroy it. So there's a lever there. You flip it. It opens up this wall here. And then we've got the secret room. It's a secret. Coal. Eat, sleep, rave, repeat, because that was just a joke between me and Maverick. And then witchcraft is also a joke between me and Maverick, which calls back to our roots of White Boy 7th Street. Alright, down here, this is just a sign that I had for like the areas that I wanted down here. So in here was going to be the storage room, which I had planned to be much more grand, but because this is right below the ocean, it was becoming a real pain to make. So this is what I ended up making it. In here, we've got the library, which is really nice. Got the enchantment room in here. And that's it, because that's all we ever made. Very little of our time was really spent working down here. You know, obviously I had big plans at least for this place, but just never felt worth working on, since it was, again, it was a secret, so it was only ever me and Maverick that knew about it. Yeah, and then from the inside, you can flip the switch and it pretty much makes that switch on the outside non-active. Yep, let's flip that, block it off, and be on our way. Alright, so next I thought I'd go ahead and show you these grouping of houses that are around here, just to kind of knock off this side of the world. So this house over here, nothing really to it, you know, it's across from the prison. It's switched owners several times, and you know, that's the last person that had it. Down here though, this is Feed Me's house, and this house actually used to be different. So she made a house here, and then much later, after PS4 version had already come out, I had already moved this world over to the PS4 and had been playing on it for a while. She wanted to play again, but on PS3, and she destroyed her old house and made this house instead, which is really nice. Looks good. It's very decorative. Better building than anything I had done at the time. And so yeah, she had made this house on PS3. So because I wanted to have the latest like iteration of her house on the newer system, because that's what I was playing on, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to replace her house on the PS4 version. So thankfully I had two TVs. So one TV I had the PS3 version of Minecraft open, the other had PS4 version open, and I just destroyed her old house and just kept checking the PS3 version to make this one exactly like she had it. So that's what this is. Over here we got Joe's house. Me and him used to trophy hunt together. Helped him get a bunch of trophies, like on Minecraft and whatnot. Dark Souls especially, all the Souls games. This was his house that I provided resources for. And then up here, the one and only, the legendary Jeg. This was his house. So, you know, he had that terrible little space over there originally. So, you know, we're not cruel all the time to him. He is my good friend after all, so we made this larger plot for him. And, you know, he made his new house over here, which is nice. Definitely an upgrade. So this side of the world is pretty much done. That's all the houses that there were. So now it's time to take a look at the shops and other buildings. Also, just because I'm not really going to mention it too much, but this path here was made pretty long after the fact. Like a lot of these paths going to all these different places were in place pretty early on, but paths like this, I mean, like this one, as if there's such a big difference. This path in particular was a pretty late addition, as well as this with the bridge was a really late addition. But down here we've got the goods store, which I named after the Skyrim store. So we even had currency involved, which was redstone, because redstone was something I guess that couldn't be duplicated, or if it could, we had a bunch of it anyway. But we didn't want it to be diamonds because, I mean, we had so many diamonds, and we just we didn't think diamonds would be good. Redstone was something that you don't use, but could still be used to barter with. So yeah, we had a bunch of trees or saplings and stuff that we just didn't need. Some wool, buckets of lava, ores and ingots, tools, house materials, building blocks. Yeah, we never really enforced you know, buying anything. It never was, you know, something that we did. We just had it on here just to have it. Over here we got the thirsty turtle in reference to Dying Light, which is a, you know, bar. You've got a menu of, you know, drinks you can buy, with all of them in here. And then back here you've got the pool table, the nice flat screen, and a jukebox with all the music discs. Well, I mean, that was all the music discs before Big Step. Up here we've got the Winking Skeever, which is, this is a restaurant. So right here is the reception area. Got your tables all around. Back here you got your kitchen with everything in it, and the menu with how much everything is. Or, well, this isn't how much everything is, it's just how to make it. Yeah, well, I mean, I knew the God Apple was made with blocks. I just thought the old Golden Apple was made with ingots too. I guess it was golden nuggets. It's so cheap. No wonder they changed it. Alright. Moving right along. We've got the church over here. Pretty basic compared to what I built on the realm. Going down here, we've got the mole hole, which is essentially, it's just a, I guess I'll go down here. It's just a mining system that goes all the way to the end of the world that way, or, you know, at least, where is it? What, it goes all the way to the end of the world based on this map. You know, what used to be the end of the world goes all the way in each directions. This direction even, it goes all the way to the end of the world, and then it turns that way, goes all the way to the end of the world, and then it goes that way and goes all the way to the end of the world in a 5x3 frame. I don't even know, this is a 6x3 frame, I think. Or no, it's 5x3. So yeah, it's that wide all the way to the end of the world. Then, yeah, I mean, there's nothing really interesting down here. We just did a lot of mining. Right here, since we passed it up, me and Jag worked on this, which is the Hotel L'Amour. So you got your keys back here, 4 buttons for 4 rooms you could stay in. I don't even know how to get to them. Oh, I know. You go through here. So you got a little pond there, then you got 101. All these places are pretty basic on the inside. I won't go in. yeah, they're just little stone buildings, little hotel rooms. Over here is the town hall, or the city hall. Back here you got my office, real fancy like, and a little reception desk here. And right here is the spawn. So this entire area is where people can spawn. So back then you can't place lava. I mean, you still can't place lava in the spawn. So what I did was I just carried a bucket of lava around, checking every block, like seeing what the radius was of the spawn, and then just built around it to make sure everyone always spawned in here. Again, I won't go to it, but out there where you see that little cobble pillar that's right there is it goes to the end. There's nothing interesting there. Now we're getting into the really new editions of this world. All of that stuff that I've shown so far is it's been here for a long time, like since PS3 era. Oh, I never talked about the bank over here, but I did go through it quickly. It's not too much to say about it other than it also used to be in a different spot and it had to be moved over here. It was originally placed over where Feed Me and Joe's house were, like roughly somewhere over there, but we realized that that was a terrible spot for it, and so we had to move it. So it got moved over here. Again, we built it exactly like we had it over there. And yes, some people got safes and stuff. Me and Maverick don't have bedrock over ours because, I mean, we never kept anything valuable in there. So, with the exception of that tower over there, everything else that I'm going to show you over this way is really new. Except, again, because I keep forgetting stuff, is this graveyard. This graveyard's been here for a long time. Again, got a grave for Jeg. Gucci Mane, Maverick. Definitely accidentally up rip. Alright, now, I don't want to say for sure it's all going to be new stuff, but I'm going to say it. It's all going to be new stuff. So this path here didn't exist, so everything past this point I had made like years after we had stopped playing on this world. So maybe like January 2020, maybe that early or that late, I don't know. Depends on how you look at it. I think is maybe around the time when this stuff was made. Man, I don't know. I want to say no. It's probably like mid 2019 to nah, it's probably like mid 2019. But you know, right here we got this nice big garden, I guess. I mean, or I guess more like a park. Again, you got the A design on the inside, some seats around it. You got some a tree there. Before I started doing custom trees, you got these really nice large plots that really should have existed from the beginning. Here you got the boat dock. If you can't tell, this is supposed to be like the rich neighborhood. Really large plots, you know. Got places to park your yachts out here. Then you got this absolutely massive plot over here. I mean, I guess not that massive, but I mean, compared to all the other plots, it's pretty massive. So then up here, you got a little bit of foliage, some trees, some more plots, smaller. And over here, you got a plot for a house here, and then up here is another plot. And yeah, that's all that. Alright, so back over here, we're behind Mavericks House. Quick side note, by the way, that SS Jeg Finder used to be built right here. But we took it down, obviously, and just put it in that chest. So here we've got a bridge going across, because for a long time there wasn't a bridge going across here, but quite nice bridge design, I think. Off the dome. So out here we've got a project that I worked on for a while that never saw completion, which is the Death Tower. So you can see that center block goes all the way up to the world height limit, at least the world height limit as it was before 1.18. And as you can see on the inside, it is massive. This staircase spirals all the way up to the top. It's a really nice spiral design too. Like I put a lot of work into this. But as you can probably guess, it's a lot of cobblestone to make, very time consuming, and I just never finished it. The idea was going to be that I was going to make this place as deadly as possible, so I was going to have lava going down the insides, like right here to the bottom. Around the outside I wanted to have like a lava moat with a bunch of cactuses around it, have some lava flowing out on the outside of this place. Yep, we're still going up. I don't even know at what Y level we are right now. And there it is. The top of the Death Tower. And from up here you get a really good view of the city down there. I think the world used to be way more occluded by fog, so you couldn't get this good of a view of the place, but now you can take it all in at once. This world, we probably, in the PS3 era, we probably played on it for a good year, and in the PS4 era, we didn't play on it too much. The next video will be showcasing the various minigame and PvP maps that me and my friends made. And after that, this series will be concluded. So stay tuned for that.